Hello guys and welcome back to another video on my channel. From nothing to a knife. I think many people have heard this term. It was a video released by Clicky Crisp in 2014, and in this video he basically did that. He traded up from a trash skin worth a few cents to a knife. That was done and recorded in 2014, a time where trading was not that big and especially not that monetary. Trading bots, buff and gambling was not a thing back then, and you could trade your items 5 times a day without worrying about a trade log at all. So for many people this brings up the question, is nothing to a knife possible in 2021? Before we go on with the video, feel free to like and subscribe. I put a lot of effort into my videos, and if you're subscribed and ring the bell, it's the best way to get notified. Thanks! Now we have 2021. Trading is mostly done to make profit, trading bots take out a lot of business, and some skins are even out of reach due to China investing in them too much. So can you still trade up from nothing to a knife? In my opinion, yes. But it is harder than you think. Let's look into this in more detail, and by an example we will see how much harder it really is. In 2014, finding somebody that would trade a more expensive skin with you, one for one, wasn't really that hard. People were relying on traders to exchange their skins because there were no CS money or something back then. So let's go with Clicky Crisp and calculate how long it probably took him to trade up from a 70-cent skin to a knife. Cheapest knives back then were around $40 on the Steam market. Let's say we make about 5% profit on every trade, which is a really good amount. And let's say we will find a trade like every 2 days, which in my opinion is realistic if you are putting some effort into it. If you calculate it like this, you would have your knife in your hands after around 225 days or 7.5 months. This is a long time, but not that long that people weren't doing this. I mean, I have my own video called From a Knife to a Dragon Lore, and it took me around that long, so around 6 months. At that time this was really possible and many people were doing it, especially after Clicky Crisp released this video and it got a lot of attention. Now let's compare this to today. In 2021 it is quite hard to find people to trade with. It is not impossible because the trading scene is still very big, but the need for traders is gone through CS Money and other trading bots. Or for another example, you can sell your items on buff, lose only 2.5% and just buy your items there new. So it's not really that hard to exchange skins anymore. But the big problem for traders and for the other things as well sometimes is the trade log. Even if you find somebody to trade directly right away, you will need to wait 7 days and some hours, depending on when you trade, until you can trade again. So if you want to trade up from one item to a really expensive one and make this in a lot of small steps, you will always have 7 days between those steps. So let's pretend we will find somebody to trade within these 7 days and we will make 5% profit, which is really good if you compare it to nowadays prices. How long do you think it will take? Cheapest knife at the moment is a little bit higher, it's around $66 on Steam. And with our calculation it will take us 862 days. So that's almost 4 times as long as it would have taken you 7 years ago. So this really shows how hard it is nowadays. I mean, this is just a calculation. It could go way faster, it could take you way longer, nobody knows. This is just my opinion on how on average it will go. This also shows us how much more profit you make in trading when you invest more money into it. So getting an overpay of 2 to 5% is realistic. And if you have $100 in, you make $2 to $5. If you only have $1 in, you only make 2 to 5 cents. I mean, so same with investing, the more you put in, the more you can make out, but in the end you can also lose it. So yeah, to sum this all up, I think trading from nothing to a knife is still very possible, and I still think that many people are still on their way to trading up to a knife or any other cool skin they want. But it requires a lot of time and effort. Finding people to trade takes some time, you sometimes have to approach them first. So yeah, I think there's a lot of time and effort you have to put in there. This also shows me that in my opinion, you should buy some skins, like buy your first knife and trade from there. which is pretty much the best way in my opinion if you want to trade up for a better knife or something, because how much profit and interest you make on the money you put in really depends on how much you put in first. And for the interest to grow, you need some first. So starting with 17 cents is not the best way to start, but it could be a cool way to start your journey and get something cool. So if you're still interested in doing this, it will be hard, it will be a lot of work, but it will also be a lot of fun, and you will also learn many things there. So I can just recommend it, but don't expect too much. Yeah, I think that wraps it up pretty good. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Neon, and I see you guys in the next one.